Hey colleagues, welcome. Let's see if Seth's cooking is tasty or not. I mean, surely he fixed it. He dropped the new patch today, so hopefully all the issues we observed yesterday are gone, which was, again, expected. I'm actually, surprised that all the prior changes have always come through without much of a hitch. Obviously there was some testing done, but the stuff we've seen yesterday is the kind of stuff that would totally be unacceptable if it went to, the unstable. Which, yes, the unstable is expected to have bugs, but not these kinds of bugs, which can be tested pretty easily that something's completely busted. So hopefully we'll not run into anything today, but it's still possible we'll encounter some bugs, obviously. That's for sure. Fresh map or reload from when the kitchen burned down? No, we have to restart because this patch is not compatible with the past save, and I'm okay with that because our city was inefficient due to not having the native trade for all of its history. So we should definitely be restarting anyhow. Plus, we'll have to repeat the same stuff. I need to read the changes again, because my hope is that we can put it on YouTube so people can catch up with development in that video, or VOD. Well, excellent. This is the third time I'm building that same block from the start, but well, it needs to be done. Alright, welcome. Today we'll be testing some Augustus stuff, mainly the new native trade permissions, and together with the patch that's upcoming, which is logistics improvement or trader pathing improvement. Logistics because you can now stockpile 4 units in each warehouse instead of using 8s, you can now do 4s. There are some notes with what are the changes in the latest patch that's gonna be coming to Unstable soon, and I'm gonna read them here with you. It's probably best if I just show them to you so that you can follow with me. Let's take a look if I can capture that window. So, gameplay. Change the algorithm for land traders and native traders. What does this mean? This means that the algorithm now prefers if they can... It comprises of several factors. One, how much money can they make from the goods they can buy? How many goods are available and what the quota is. So if there is one last unit of gold, for example, to pick up, they might instead go for bulk trade if given options, but they also factor in the distance that it will take them to arrive there, and also then they also, before they go there, they calculate how far it's gonna then take them to leave, which is important because that should technically result in a better overall and more intuitive trader pathing. For the natives, I don't believe that the native pathing improvements are quite in yet in terms of the preferences they have like this, but that's gonna happen as well. For now, we have an option to make them go to a specific warehouse and only allow them there. And while at the same time, for example, not allowing caravans, so you can specify a native trade warehouse without having a designated trade route that's gonna just have inefficiency, as we done it before, which is more intuitive. Probably it is easier to exploit, obviously. However, gives player more options. I think it's better because previously it did require like a really good understanding of all the mechanics, and not just that, but a lot of it was a bit jank. So in this manner it's more friendly to newer players as well as people who just are not that invested, so they can't bother with figuring out exactly in and outs of how the natives work. Added permissions for native trader to warehouses and granaries, so now they can go to a specific thing, as I said. Adding roadblock functionality to warehouses and granaries by default, allowing all workers always. So every granary and every warehouse can now become a roadblock if you wish, and you can then use that to not make your blocks cursed when you add that directly to that block, because now the roamers will get restricted if you so wish. I probably still wouldn't use that often because I just don't build in this manner, but it will be useful for someone who does. Change the row access recognition for warehouses and granaries. Included access ramps for global Liverpool roadblocks and highways are also valid road. What does this mean? In Augustus, if you use the global Liverpool setting, you know that if a building that requires workers touches any road and there are people living in the city, it is gonna result in these buildings getting access to those workers. Now, you also have the option for ramps, which is the, if you have elevation and there's the staircase, so the stairs, as well as roadblocks and highways, all can act as a road connection to get access to global Liverpool, which is something that you can use to, not have to build an additional road tile, I guess. A small improvement, however, it required a rework of the system, so I'm sure it took a lot of effort. Nothing game break, like this is not earth-shattering changes, I don't think, but it is good to have this. Added number of storage buildings to Carpush's window, fixed a bug returning X from X, now last destination is saved, so this shouldn't result in the locked cars when they couldn't find a destination in an interconnected city. They shouldn't do that anymore, which is good. Fixed some bugs relating to car pushes and oxen, increased oxen unloading speed to 2 times. What does this mean? Well, if you have depots supplying your trade warehouse, what's gonna happen is those carts will now deposit twice as fast, meaning that a caravan will take the normal speed, meaning you can still supply that warehouse even if multiple caravans head to that warehouse reliably, as long as the oxen are there with a buffer to keep putting the goods back in. Which results in a better overall improvement to the trade logistics, and also it helps with just generally the car depot shuffling goods around. But it also means that if you do have a trade warehouse where you only accept 4 units of something and you're selling it, now it's gonna be more viable, because even trader with 12 units capacity might be able to pick up all those goods from that 4 capacity, as long as those oxen are pumping those goods back into that warehouse. Empty granary and empty warehouse cart pushers have increased capacity to match getting capacity. So now getters from warehouses and granaries can, when they set to empty the warehouse or a granary, they will be able to get 4 goods at once instead of doing it one by one. So there's some UI in coaches. I'm not gonna read this part. What we'll do is shut off the music and we'll go ahead and show the improvements or test them, and we'll be doing that on a map from the Reconquered campaign. It's gonna be Sarmisegetusa, because it is the map that's reliant upon the native traders. Now, a disclaimer, there's probably gonna be some bugs that we'll find. However, we've been, Seth has been fixing bugs as we've been finding them in the past couple of streams. So let's hope that we don't run into anything too crazy. But obviously, like, it could still happen. I can't tell you exactly that, oh, everything's gonna be fine. No, it's very possible, like with the last testing stream, that something's just gonna come up and it might result in me having to wait around until it's fixed, or stuff of that nature. So don't get mad if that happens. However, yeah, it should be in a playable state. Let's go ahead and start the map. I'm gonna just quickly do a little bit of a shuffle here on my own monitor so I can see the chat as well. There we go. Now, campaign, scenario selection, not the regular campaign, a Reconquered campaign, scenario selection, Sarmisegetusa. Edict. Dangerous trade routes, there are common trade problems, and quotas are not as high to fully support the city. Trading with the natives is recommended. High military activity is expected. Trade interruptions will be reduced. If your city builds, grantable to Mars. Gladiator School, Land Pit, Arena, and Coliseum are unavailable for the mission. We also have a situation where we are supposed to be building up military really quickly, because there's going to be an attack and we have extra starting funds. Another small change, you should be familiar with this layout. Now you can also click on this to directly go into your advisor, which is kind of handy. I do like especially the dates. Now you have the days in month and it shows you, exactly how close you are to an end of the month. Now what we'll be doing is putting our first block in this area, because we need a very fast setup. So I'm gonna clear some of this wood. And we will build a block. There's some spots for wharfs. I might keep that, because I would like to fish later, once we unlock fish, which is done through events on this map. And we could do it with keeping some space for wharfs here directly in the block itself. Reason being, they can still deliver to a granary and not suffer horrendous inefficiencies doing that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, road. Now we need to put this a couple tiles down. Something like that. And then something like that. And is this viable? Let's check with the bathhouse. It is slightly too large for its own good. How we will fix it is this manner. Let's check. It's better. It still can break, but we should be able to find spots for all of our services. Let's go ahead and place down the houses. Since the road is a little bit cursed, we'll probably add some houses that will have only one tile connection to the road network. This rock is in the way for some houses, but 1 by 1 spots are welcome. we'll have to think about water a little bit. I'm gonna put down a reservoir up here. And then we'll have one around here as well. Yep, side houses as well. Keep a path through there. And I need to keep some side space, although there is a decent amount of space right here, but we need to keep some space for wharf and a road, meaning there's 3 tiles. I could put like an amphitheater here, but it would be dangerous. It could spawn on that other road, so 2x2 services could go here though. So I'll risk adding this. We'll be doing Venus for the block itself, and the rest of the temples will go into a dump site. Because I will be building a Venus temple for sure, but the other ones we do not necessarily need. Let's put it where it works. Get a bathhouse where it works. Let's get some basic services. This is a northern map. We don't need prefectures. Just make sure that this works actually. I need to double check. Yeah, the clinic wouldn't work and the barber would. Let's check the clinic. That one would work better. Barber's done. Yep. I could try hard with 1x1 houses. I don't think I will, because we don't need to live. We need to put the rest of the temples somewhere though. Where is that somewhere? Depends. This hill is okay. We also need an engineer in this block. I forgot about that. Now, engineer does have a good pathing pattern, so we can deal with what other buildings couldn't deal with. Well, let's cut this forest anyway. We want this to be our trade center, and timber is not a thing we will be selling here. Speed up a bit. We should underpay our workers at the start. So I do not wish to get that subsidy expire, because we can sell our own stuff like marble to the natives. So subsidy is good for us if we stretch it a little. It does prevent monuments, but it's forever. We'll deal with it. Hello, Taras, welcome. What is this game? This is Season 3 from 1998, but we are using the Augustus mod, which is a thing that's being even now worked on, and it improves the game vastly. It's probably too much to get into in just a sentence, but this is essentially what my channel was always centered around, this game. Otherwise, in a short description, it's a Roman city builder.
They say there's food here. Is it a good place to live?
We'll put a house here, but once this one merges. Getting some unemployment. We should get food for the soldiers. We need to set up military ASAP, because on this map it's vital that we do that. We don't need to be like obscenely nerdy with the farm placement, but it would be nice to be able to get some efficiency out of this. So we shall do that. Now, perfect granary would probably be something like this. It is probably fine if you use this tile, as long as it has a connection, they will use it. You know, aerial connection. Like so. They should use that tile to deliver, meaning that the path is gonna be shorter. Hey Cletus, welcome. It is the best game, yeah, that's the... that is the short and comprehensive way to describe this. But I find that it's not that easy describing it to people who never played it before. Anyhow, I agree. Let's get some roadblocks. We could use the granary as a roadblock, but I just don't want to. Let's see. I want to accept all wheat. Wait for some more immigration. I'm doing food first because we need the military, and so that's why we have that. I could already build it, in fact. Just need to find a good place for this. There's a wharf spot there, but it can still deliver efficiently enough. And then a barracks and also a military academy from the start. Let's put it on this hill. That's okay. And then we'll be exploiting these natives relatively quickly for the trade. So let's build a fort here. Hello, Seth. Welcome. We just started. No issues just yet. I started recently. It's 26 minutes, but I've been explaining the patch notes first, as I've done in the previous streams. So we are just starting. You didn't really miss anything. I'm just setting up the very basics right now. Hello, again. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Malsak. Welcome. I want this house to merge, so I can put this one here. Back to the code mines. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'll ping you if anything comes up. Thank you for your effort fixing it, and I'll let you know. In any case. Not the mines. Yes, the mines. The code mines. So Ferex yearns for the code mines. No, I do not kid. He loves it. I'm sure he would tell you himself if he was busy already in the mines, delving deep into the rich Augustus lore. Just hope he doesn't delve too deep and too greedily. Coding is very fun. As an atheist, I'm gonna say one thing. You are an example of why God doesn't exist. Because if he did, you would be smitten right there and there for uttering such a phrase. Because I do not identify with that statement, like, at all. However, for people who do see it that way, all the power to you. But for regular people, I'm sorry, I just couldn't find joy in doing that activity at all. I couldn't imagine doing it for a job. Labor, we should set up some trade very soon. First trade route, probably the clay. Viminancium. Get some clay. We don't need too much. I want to keep some space around here for a potential amphitheater right here. So the road needs to go like this. and hope that the amphitheater walker will not spawn it, even though if it is two different connections, it might still break the pathing for destination walkers to it. We'll see. Yeah. We'll be doing clay in this one. 12 is fine. Full of pond and fish enthusiast. Yes, and also Grand Insula waifu based enjoyer. I might keep this space for a fountain. Nah, it's fine. Enemies are closing already. The food is barely enough for the soldiers yet because it's stacking up. It's okay. We are not ready to feed people yet anyhow. Man, last time it was just bricked save, nothing to see here. Everyone disperses. Yeah, we don't do that around here. We don't talk about what happened last time. Must remain hidden. Clay, let's open that trader. Rick set it already for export. I'll need to open marble and stone trade rate, meaning we need some marble here and here. We probably can't get like a whole bunch, but we don't need a whole bunch. They buy 10. But I can get like 4? 5? Yeah, that's not good enough. I'll probably just accept a little bit. We don't even need to cap that trader. I could always bring more marble in here, so it's fine. I will add a couple more farms. We'll be splitting off this layout into a separate one later anyway for efficiency reasons, so these farms should work well. No 300 line rewrites tonight. Yep. Yeah. Last time I put some marble here instead of clay, but I don't feel like doing that today, so let's just not. It's fine. I will keep this house open until that merges. Oh boy, I made a mistake. There you go. We do not want that to merge yet. It's time to set up the native trade. Probably. Tiny little bit of unemployment. Mark will be vibe building this city today. No, what? Sorry? What? Have I heard that right? No, it cannot be. Does this look like vibe building too? Okay, Granada is full, that's nice. We just need people to move in so we can employ them. Let's pay people some more money now because they're getting upset. It's okay. Oh, you mean the marble? Yeah, because I can do it. That's not a vibe thing. That's more of a, you know, I don't want to bother with depots this early on kind of situation, which I feel is viable and not a vibe thing at all. Hello, Cloud. Welcome. Vibe code? No, we are talking about vibe city building. You just employ the AI, or you play in a manner that, you know, interconnected cities. You know the drill. You know the drill. Let's set up some kind of native thing around here. If it is like this, it will be 4 tiles away from that hut, which is absolute perfection. We need to put it out this way. Pacify the bad people. With knowledge. Maybe I misjudged it. We need to move it by 1. Unless I want to, like, put it... No. It must be like this. Doing fine. Just started a little while ago. Nothing major to report just yet. That's done. Let's get ourselves some... first we should think about a warehouse position. Very likely gonna go right here. Hello, Fairby, welcome. Sodomy is going fine until we encounter some issues. We will see. For now, it seems to be working fine. But obviously, that might change. Now, I do want marble around here, but that path is a little bit cursed. I could build in this manner. I know these roads are a bit cursed, but the main thing is it works. That's all we care about. So my hope is that this will stack this warehouse enough. Let's only allow natives. We need more than this, I think, but we can. We can do that. Put 1 tile of road next to the native meeting. Sir, native won't spawn in highway no matter what, if road is available or free terrain. Yeah, we talked about this. You haven't fixed that yet, right? But we talked that it might be a good thing. So the closest thing for him to do would be if he spawns on this tile right here. Let's do that. Because it would be intuitive if he just picked the highway. We'll see if he does prefer this. Need some labor. We need this to merge so I can water these people. I could already water them, in fact. This little house is gonna have... No issues. No issues whatsoever. These houses, though, will have an issue. And that is this reservoir, which does not cover it by 1 tile. And putting up a second one is not really viable here. I could, depends if there is a path behind this. Yes, there is. Best way at the moment. I will add it. There's a round of spawn tile adjustments. I want to do them all in one go. Oh yes, we talked about that for industry and other buildings. Yes, makes sense. The desirability for these houses is gonna be pretty cursed, not gonna lie. Let's get some Lararia. Keep that for access. I kinda used all the spots with my houses, but that's okay. We can put in a wonderful pond, and Venus is gonna eventually solve everything. Full fort. Can't build the second one yet. Let's open that trade route for some marble. Sell this. Also some stone and iron as well when we can. We'll feed people soon enough. We still get immigration though. Yes, 400 people are coming, so we shouldn't feed them yet. It would result in too much. Too quickly. This isn't working as intended. Let's mop up. Bit of a palisade, so they're not tempted by this. The fields are not capable of producing right now. There's also a road missing. I would adjust it and just make it like so. Like so. No, needs to be like that. Right? No, no matter how I cut it, there's gonna be a bit of a horrible little curve, which is fine. He's gonna handle it. There's marble. This one doesn't have a destination. Let's connect to those. Now this native should start trading with us the moment there is enough goods. Yeah, there you go. He spawns on that tile. I don't want that. I'm gonna force him to not do that with this highway. Hopefully he's gonna spawn on this tile now. Is the market gonna cover the thing? Not entirely, but almost. It's fine. We can have two like this. We need more industry though. Let's trade with these natives as much as possible. Yeah, he spawns on that tile now. Perfect. I could wall it off with cheaper stuff than highways, in fact. It's costing me levy. That's unnecessary. Let's get a school and a theater. Some of these houses will acquire desirability. Keep them like animals. Yeah, it's not like they care. Hey, Gannicus, welcome. You playing on the fixed version? No, yes, I was... No, let's not talk about that, I know. It's enough. You don't need to know more. I know. Yes, we are playing on the best version. The precious version. Yeah, the final. Let's call it... That's a perfect word for the final version, okay? The final. The definitive version. Totally not something that's gonna change in the future. Yeah. I need some desirability here. I might have to do like a big statue. Or remove a house. He actually is kind of cursed. I'm gonna just put a pond instead of his house. Perfectly moral and legal thing to do in ancient Rome. Don't worry about it. Poor people don't count. Hey Gigi, welcome. I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. How are you? Well, fine. Yeah, let's call it that. It's fine. How are you? Let's get the wharf spot locked in, but we do want some Lararia. Still at work. Jesus. At this hour. I mean, I think you are in South America, so it's probably a different hour for you. But here it would be pretty savage being at work right now. It's 4 PM. It's not great. Hopefully we can overstack that warehouse. We'll see. Labor, we need to use it up. It would be best if we could clear some of these wolves and then get some more farming set up. Plus we should probably focus on some goods. We need more clay, some stone, and or iron. We could do that on this hill here. Money is not great, but we haven't taken the bailout yet, and the taking that is free money, so we should. And it might even delay our subsidy if we stay in debt, or if we are in debt. It should be a good thing here. So we can sell our raw stuff very comfortably, without needing the workshops, even though it would allow me to build monuments. Which by itself is a pretty good thing. We'll see. Not gonna build in such a manner where we couldn't loop around. Should we increase the favor punishment for first bailout? I don't know. The favor overall is pretty easy to manage, but there are some people who have trouble with it, and this could potentially introduce a balance issue where maps just aren't made with that in mind yet. They would if you did that, but I don't think there are maps that are like super tight on favor where you die if you didn't do that, except maybe Hellish Vistas. But even Sarana is fine on that. So, I don't know, maybe it's a good change. But it's supposed to be kind of a free thing. I wouldn't hate if it's restricted, but don't really have a strong opinion on that. Which is, I know, that's not in theme with me at all, but I actually don't have a strong opinion on this. Oh, let's disable the walkers. This is the new button. Let's make everyone not come here. Yes. Accept some stone. Oh yeah, my troops have been in the field for a while. No, we are just setting up. Some of these aren't firing, and they should be. Not sure what's going on there. Just a reminder, granaries and warehouses do not need pure road access anymore. Highways will do that just fine. Yeah, I've read the changes at the start. I'm aware of that, but realistically, I don't know if it's gonna affect my decision making, really. I could make use of that with this quarry, for example, but I still want them. You know, I just, the road can exist. It's here anyway. It needs the engineering anyway. I'm not gonna change that, but we will probably test that at some point. We could test it now, I guess, with this. If it doesn't have a road access, this should still operate. It does. Not operational. Ah, because it's just warehouses and granaries. It said it's not operational because it wasn't connected to a road network. Maybe the tooltip is broken still. Let's check. If it does, you know, deliver or not. Its efficiency is, yeah, it's producing. It's still producing. %. Now watch the universe explode when this carver wants to spawn. Come on. Make the marble. 100%. Yeah, he just can't spawn in, can he? Yeah, no. So yes, they can technically function while doing that, but they couldn't deliver. So that's a bug. I do want to save. Problems overlay. Okay. No, I know what's going on. He's at 100% and he can't spawn in. The car, probably the code for the carter to spawn when the resource production is finished and needs to be taken to a warehouse is different than the one which checks for road access. So you might have to adjust that as well. so that they can also interact with the highway in that manner. Okay, it doesn't. Labor. We've got a surplus. Let's get some farms set up. It's blow way too much, but with wheat and northern, it's not as fast as you might think. So it's usually good to oversupply anyhow. I'll put this granary here so it can comfortably take this in. And we do not connect this to the other area because it would be stupid, they would go here. We don't want that. Let's make a car depot. Such thing as too many farms. There is such a thing. But, you know, I'm not opposed to overproducing because that just means expansion, really. Once we start to get some more money. We should be trading stone now. Should hopefully be good. Nothing to collect world. Okay. Gotta trust you. We need some small temples. Not in love with that. Because levy, but I'm pretty sure we will get the subsidy expired pretty soon. For now, just make something like that. Let's get a couple of altars up here as well. Not that. So this desirability isn't quite high enough. We do also need more food so that it stabilizes better. This should happen. Once we do this. Gods are still a bit mad. Let's add some more altars. There's gonna be an invasion very soon. This supply should be going. It is. And another one can spawn in. There you go. Should comfortably overstack this over time. Next year our subsidy is gonna expire. I'm gonna check our gifts. 5 months since the last one, okay. Money is fine. We are getting some unemployment, but that's also okay. Could add yet more farms, but I believe this is enough. It just needs to stabilize over time. But we might be adding more military, so let's add a couple more farms for now. Could make some clay here, but I'm not sure if we want that. Could have one. How is this warehouse doing? Yeah, it's keeping up. We could have less quarries than this. Probably another stone quarry instead. We'll see. Native trade is definitely helping a lot. We could already invest into another hut. but I'll do that a little bit later. This corner is what we should be developing next. Shall we already do that? Perhaps. Let's get a 4th block here. That is not a perfect one. Because of the rock. No, we want this to be around this area. With 1 tile road right there. Put a tile for his spawn right there. No, right here. Hopefully he's gonna do that. If not, we can try and force him. If we build 10 small mausolea, we will unlock the sudden trade area. Yes. Closest warehouse right here. Get some marble. This corner can support a little bit. Can't actually think of a way to put in the engineer unless I don't have this highway. That highway is important to me. And so the natives shouldn't really be going anywhere else that we don't want them to be at. We'll see soon. 1 hour in and the world isn't burning. It's so nice when the world didn't explode. Would never have imagined that. It turns out it's fine. Just have nice things and you will exist. Should have thought of that sooner. This is in the spirit of the channel where we don't have nice things. Maybe this was the meta strat all along. Just believe. Let's accept some marble. Seems like the PR is perfectly medium rare. We'll see. I don't want to jinx it, you know? But we'll find out soon enough. Pretty sure. Nice things equals believing plus 2 weeks in code mines. For sure. Let's set up a defense. I hope they're not gonna go for my new native area, but obviously they might. Put this here. There are 2 Javeliniers in this fort. I'm gonna recall them already. Ludaru says, I think you're not reading chat. Chat, no. No, I do not care what you want to sell here. Piss right off. You snake oil merchant piece of shit. Anyway, get back to this. Is it not? Okay, it has been removed. Good. Hello, Klongo, welcome. Let's wall this off. Even though we don't need to. There is a river. No. They must suffer. This is why Twitch is such a cancerous place. Same as YouTube is. I despise this. So I will remove them any chance I get. No pity. We've got enough units to hold this, I think. It's not very large. They are going around the wall though, which isn't very nice. At least they're aggroing the units though. Mr. Cat on the book. Oh my man. I agree fully though. I agree. They deserve it. There you go. He wants food. Sure. Let's do that. Now, our money should improve dramatically once this hut kicks in. And it is kicking. Next project. We might want to wait on that subsidy. We are getting some labor. We might need more though. So I might have to give Polteri rather sooner than I would normally do. Because I need things. Also, I need taxes. And currently, I don't think we can get taxes very easily. Because I have a shortage of buildable spots. A little. We might have to remove a house for that. Unless I'm willing to block off this shoreline here. Which I don't think I am. Potentially, we could move all these buildings by one. Which would solve it. I just need to figure out a place for this clinic. And that would mean getting rid of one of the Lararia, which is viable as long as it covers the thing. It does. Venus Temple. Market, yes, it sucks to lose the food in it. I do not care. I think we overproduce anyhow, so it won't matter. Theater, and let's get a forum. Don't build a theater in the middle of nowhere, please. Let's get forum. People will not be happy with taxes, but they're kind of problem. So I say taxes? Yeehaw! Oh, taxes. Yeah. Taxes. Only taxation, no representation, which is very taxing. I don't know. I don't think I have a Southern accent. You said I have an Eastern accent. I don't know. I have a weird accent. It's not like anyone here that I've ever heard. So, you know, because it's from the internet or whatever. Yeah, workshops unlocked. We need to make some monuments now. Let's get clay, because gods are already getting pissed. Let's get some clay. Let's get a sand pit. Let's get workshops for concrete. I actually don't need a clay here yet. I'll add that later. Concrete, we need 2 pits for that, if we want peak efficiency. We want a warehouse. Let's interconnect this area. What I want to do is check this. Allow this and that. Get work camp. 2 work camps. And an architect. Let's get... We need a small mausoleum for the objective. But I would love an infam in here. Let's build that first. Might need some timber layer, but that's a concern for future me. So I'm not gonna deal with that at the moment. That might be too much labor, but we'll figure it out. It's fine. The religion does not look fine. I might build an oracle just because of that. Let's put it here. I know these houses will temporarily devolve. It's fine. No such thing as too much labor, Keir Starmer. The UK politics. I'm not a based UK politics enjoyer. For obvious reasons. I don't live in the UK. I can't comment on the situation too much. And I genuinely don't want to involve this stream in politics. However, I must say Keir Starmer is just a gem of a politician in terms of memory and what kind of things are happening. Although I do pity the British people. Let's put it that way. Oh, I need a license for the internet now, mate. Okay. But does it come free with a bottle of water from your cornerstone? Oh, no, I butchered that completely. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop now. It's fine. We don't need to do that. Building the monuments. That's good. What's not good is the gods are already on my case. I need to solve them with more small temples. And it's fine. We can use this spot for that. It won't be a problem. The levy is kind of unfortunate, but eh. This yeah. No. Nope. That's a no. Let's put this in here. Media license. Let's see. We should make some pottery. Just need to figure out where do I want to do that. Because consumer goods are gonna be a major thing. We need a lot. So I need a good area for clay extraction. What we'll do is we'll source another block. It's gonna take from this same granary. So I'm thinking this. Yeah, it's a viable spot for other things, but it could also be our monument building site, and it could be our consumer goods industry area, which would be pretty good. Because water, it might not look like it, but a lot of it is kind of weird on this map, because you do kind of need to consider where to put things. Because this lake, yeah, it does a ton of water in this river, but still, you know, otherwise, not that much. And I do need to keep some spaces for block sites, obviously. So building around this would, for example, be pretty bad. However, as I see it, we could tap this with a reservoir here. Already pre-place it, so I don't forget, because I know I would forget. And we could put it here. Some Latin nerder. I cannot comment on that, guys, so, you know, have fun. I do not speak Latin, so you'll have to figure that one out yourselves. Let's do, I mean, 4 is probably too much. Let's go with 3. Workshop, pottery. We could calculate this exactly. I don't feel like we need to. I'll reserve that space for a future pit. The Uruk pit needs to exist. Same as this. Potentially. And yes, but this shape has nothing to do with anything. It's just a road, okay? Don't think about it too hard. Don't squint. It's fine. Let's see. I might need even this, because the consumer goods, as I said, it's gonna be a massive industry. This block can still be here though. We can just put this here, for example. We do need a warehouse though, and it can be down the stairs. There's rocks here, we could mine it. We have rocks at home, honey, it's fine. We don't need this. Except some pottery. Let's get a depot. I also need to do that. That is... I'm surprised that he doesn't have any issues with that. Gonna do this. We need a depot. So I'll build one. That's not the greatest spot for a depot. I'll put it down here. He could change his parent though. I'd rather not have that happen. Those things would explode. Now we need a warehouse spot. I haven't thought about that much. I could replace this supply post, build it elsewhere, and I shall do that. Soldiers will starve temporarily. There's an invasion imminent. Let's hope it doesn't go poorly. It could be here. Build it there. And then a warehouse right here. Market ladies. Accept pottery. We can do something like 12. I'm not gonna get, I don't think. I'm just gonna do it with a depot because I don't trust the garrison. Which means we'll need entertainment for this block. Does this work? Yes, but we need an interconnection. Otherwise the destination walkers couldn't spawn. We don't have the freaking I'm gonna have a large insula. Large insula. I'm gonna have sorry, large casa. Because I'm not gonna have the entertainment. Unless, yeah, I don't have vines, so entertainment is a bit cursed. I will have to make the Venus Grand Temple, essentially. We shall build it. Oracle is done. Let's make this temple here. I do need a little bit of bricks. Let's move this sand pit. Rock shop, brick rocks. And then some timber. Excavated directly from the mountainside. There is no issues with that whatsoever. This accepts timber now, at least a little bit. And some bricks. Could actually put this closer, so it's not so cursed. Oh, I'll have two, I guess. I do need labor now, though. There will be some evolution. In the other news, the water is wet. Yeah, I mean, Venus Grand Temple is really good. It's just that I needed this soon, is something that I didn't account for. Because I didn't replay this map in a while. We could build a Hippodrome instead, but I think Venus Temple is gonna be a better solution to that particular problem. Another block would be nice. Could do it. Could do it. Let's make some of the mausolea for the objective, I suppose. We need 10, which is a lot. Currently don't have all the money in the universe, but the native trade should be pretty solid. Mountain provides trees, yes. Yes, Mars Temple objective, we got trade interruptions. Rome pays more wages, that's also not good. It's stacked. I don't know if this hut is trading, I hope it is. Let's observe it. Pretty sure it is. We could bring this marble to a different hut, by the way. We'll do that once we unlock this area, probably. It's gonna have a pretty large throughput. Could also trade with this native hut, but I don't like its proximity to the invasion point. Yeah, less trade as well for the clay. That's why we didn't want to fully utilize that quota. Not making enough stone. Add a quarter for it. Once this overstacks, it should be fine. Yeah, money is okay now. That is the pottery. It's not provided to all the houses yet. Invasion. I should build another fort. Need to figure out where do I want it. I can make weapons, meaning our legionaries could be pretty good on this map. I will put this fort here so I can secure this area for ourselves. And I don't have the labor for legionaries right now, probably, but eventually we'll want that. This is a slightly larger attack, but I still don't want to build towers. Probably. Unless it's like an isolated tower, I guess. That'll do. Focus on targets. Desirability issues for some of the houses, or is it a school? Yeah, it's a school issue. Not a skill issue, a school issue. Let's replace this school with the theater. Surely that will solve everything. It does. It does. Because that kid should cover this one. What about the theater in this spot? Yeah, it works. Better coverage. Because school and bathhouse are the ones that usually have issues. Okay, first stage done. Now we need some concrete, which is being made. Timber is ready. There's a nymph as well. I will build an oracle here. Consumer goods are looking fine. Oh, Turgon, welcome. That fort is... yeah, it's gonna fill up. New defenses should be in order. We could make some weapons. I would love some legionaries on this map. Let's consider that. We have the military setup here, meaning that the weapons production should be down here. And I don't want to sell weapons, at least not at the moment, so we really can go with a pretty tiny setup. Carriers, accept some weapons. Eight buffer should be enough. Let's get an armory. It is not a desirable building. I don't want to put it there either. Since we do not need so many temples, we could also abandon some of those, but let's put it here, it's fine. It will work. And now we need a Legion fort, but first we should probably wait a little for some weapons. Out here, I do want to set up a defensive area. Make them do this. Probably. Can we now prevent natives to sneak into warehouses disguised by caravans? Yeah, you can have this. I explained this at the start of this VOD. I'm gonna put it on YouTube, so if you want to know every change that's gonna be coming, you can rewatch that part. I explained it at the start. Otherwise, yes. The short answer is yes. We want to set up a good kill zone here, but for that I need to pacify these natives. I will do it already, I think. Although our labor isn't the greatest, it will allow me to then set up a block here, so I think it's worth it. It is. It will make the natives easier to exploit, but I do believe it's a good change. Reason being, it required you to know almost everything to be able to use the natives well. And a lot of people either can't be bothered to learn that, or they just didn't know because, you know, it's a try-hard thing. And so if you just try to vibe it, then you wouldn't be able to maximize the natives at all. They are pretty susceptible to inefficiency. So, as far as reasoning goes for that, for me, that's pretty, you know, checks out, essentially. Oh, yeah, also, I should make absolutely sure that he spawns on this tile. With this one I'm gonna do a similar thing. I hope he's not gonna suddenly not cover that lower area though. That would be horrendous. I'm not gonna use him yet, I'm just gonna let it exist, I guess. Although we do have an overstacked warehouse. There's like 0 or quota resistant super trading machine. Yeah, basically you either have them play almost no part at all if you don't know what they do, or you just absolutely exploit them, which is, now it's easier to at least use them effectively. Okay, fair enough, you know, there is gonna be a rework for natives anyway, eventually when the devs get enough time to put effort towards that. Wink wink, Seth, the mine's back and we need someone to do this. It's important, it's vital. The native rework is your life now. I'm sorry to say that, but your sacrifice is very respected, welcomed, and will be remembered. It's fine, we need this, okay? Where do we want this bridge though? The main question I have. Because we need this to be close to this granary. And this reservoir is a little bit of a problem. I don't want to rework natives. It's fine. We have more interesting changes coming up at home. It's very needed. Like, that thing is super important for us. Even as map makers, even as players, that thing is important, man. It's very important. It's so interesting. If you check the Arelder's proposal, it's also super interesting. But you already have a lot on your plate, so, you know, I'm gonna let you exist. I think you've earned that, for sure. So just don't listen to my rambling. It's really safer. Unless you want to overload your workload, which, I mean, you are welcome to do what you want. You're in your man, but I would totally understand if you already have a bunch of things going on. 2 tiles there, so tile there. I would like to build this in such a way that we can make wharfs directly here. It won't be the best, because this is kind of far away. Actually, it is. I might instead do this then. I'm changing my mind. We'll do it this way. I'll put an extra tile here. We'll incorporate this rock into the block itself. It's safe. It's fine. It will be great. What is kind of bad is this 1x1 stuff here, but it's kind of whatever. We can live with that. So this is a really standard block, by the way. More standard than I would have liked, even. Make the highway. If we connect it like this, they will use it. They will use this corner to sneak in, which is absolutely perfect. What might not be perfect is this engineer. Let's read the chat. I'm sorry, we need to interact with people. To be serious for a moment, Sasef, I don't want helping out in... I don't mind helping out in coding, but I have no vision for natives myself at all. So I'm not particularly pushing for it. I have things I actually have stake in to work on first. I get that, but realizing it or not, if you play custom maps, many of them have natives. And the system for new natives would be better overall and much better for the players overall to be able to use some interesting mechanics. If you read Araldo's proposal for them, I think you will see the merit of that proposal. Durgan says, I don't know if it's possible, but would make sense to have an option for map makers to choose old native system rather than the new one, situationally. You can still use them in a similar way, very likely. It will basically all be optional, as far as I know, but the new systems will change how the natives work mostly. But you can still figure out how to use them without interacting with the new system. Like, probably not giving them certain things will still make them just a blocker. You know, things of that nature. And 4.5 version release is what I'm trying to focus on right now. So native city rework will have to wait for 5.0, probably along with military changes in some scope. Yes, the navy and the military rework, the siege rework. I'm looking forward to those changes, and I would like to have them already. Obviously, it's not, you know, viable with all the workload. So just say yes. Already grateful for the wonderful things we are getting, but obviously that is something that I'm looking forward to quite a lot. Yeah, no, you can still use the natives in a different way though. As long as you don't give them the new things, I don't think they'll cause problems for the player or map maker. But I don't know, obviously, I haven't read that proposal in a while. But I know how it was suggested, and the suggestion was probably something like that. I should probably not put houses here, by the way. We need a granary here later, and it needs to not be connected to the rest. Otherwise, these wharfs will not be very efficient. Yep. for sure. That is also something I'm looking forward to quite a lot. This block isn't gonna be the greatest thing in the known universe. Let's put it that way. It's fine though. It's fine. Right? Right? Well, we'll see. I'm not gonna put in the markets yet. All I know is I want one-by-one services here. And also we need to figure out a way for a reservoir to exist. This works. Bathhouse. This will be a separate area, very likely, so I'll put the bathhouse here, that's fine. Drogon says, actually something that would be really nice is to have new resources for Patricians, changing that second stupid vine, adding jeweler and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, that's been talked about a ton, even recently in Zach's Discord. Yes, it's planned. When? I have no idea. What someone is including though, Crudelios is working on custom resources. So you can make a map where, for example, you don't have access to a certain resource, but you can make a new resource like garum and use the oil workshops and oil sprite to make it a new resource that's going to be called garum and stockpiled separately, and it's going to allow you to trade it and all that. But it's, you know, something coming up in the future. As far as I know, we'll be able to use the existing sprites for goods. Actually, the hemp in medieval times wasn't really something you would get high of. It's like the technical hemp that grows, you know, in the wild or is industrial grown today. But some of the plants could have that effect. However, I don't know why I would delve into that. Not a fan of drugs. If you are, please don't talk about it here. Of all places. Garum, yes. The fermented fish sauce. Let's get some Lararia to maximize that value. Even though our money is cursed, to be a little bit careful with that. Let's set up this choke point. I will need a choke point here as well. But money, maybe wait a little. Till we get some more. I should add another concrete workshop. That is surplus sand. Seb says 97 minutes without a class 1 bug. Yay! No, it's really impressive considering how the super secret version looked like yesterday. I'm just so grateful we could have looked at that marvel, because it was probably the worst thing I've seen Caesar do. Let's not, it's fine. Let's not talk about it. No one needs to know. That didn't happen. There is no VOD, so you can't prove it. It doesn't exist. I don't have an affiliate anymore. So I don't have any emotes. Or anything like that. No. Stop it. Don't put that in my chat. You corrupted it. No. Now we need to delete the channel. It's irreversibly cursed now. Landslides and debt. We'll get some Baylight.
You got through those funds quickly. Try to make these new funds last longer.
And Turgan asks, is it planned to have a counter of gold sold to natives? Goods? Yeah. It is. It will happen, as Seb said. Oh, Calix can still use the emote? What a cheat. Haxor. Let's put these people in their tents. Oh, you have it. Okay. Well, somehow the affiliate emote survived. It's here, mate. That's good. I've worked hard on that emote. Blood, sweat, and tears to make that happen. So I'm glad my work didn't go to waste. Now we just need nice things with a tech. Yeah, that would be the logical next thing if I was still making things. I'll see. It's not a bad idea. Thanks for the suggestion, Seth. You see how nice I am? Yes, very nice. As always. You just don't appreciate the soul. Let's make the palisade here, because I do not want them to go through. Chop chop content, boy. No longer. Because as stupid as that sounds, I'm here on my free own will. This is not slavery. It's just, you know, same thing as you do with your coding contributions. It's volunteer slavery, which makes it okay. Because slavery is by definition something that you are being extracted out of your labor without being given anything back for no reason. Yeah, I mean, that's what's happening. However, if you do it voluntarily, that suddenly makes it all okay, right? I'm sure the word of thanks is all that matters in this universe. What are we doing? Building this? Yes, the second stage is coming. So no Pepsi horse got nuked. That's very sad. Let's put a warehouse right here. Let's get a highway. Can I do this? No, I don't think so. Because of reasons. What are these reasons? They are very good reasons, I assure you. But we can't have it, it's illegal. I need to pacify this native from down here as well. Do it. This only accepts native trade. And we set up some cart depots. Also, we need to put this native into his little spawn box. The tower is gonna become dysfunctional though if I do that. I hope he spawns here. We'll see. I can't get a tavern. Oh no, you mean how much I liked him as a thing. 7? Rip Peter the horse. He isn't here. No. Pepsi horse has been nuked from orbit. It was the only way to make sure he doesn't take over Twitch. Bathtub. Let's get a Venus temple. Theater school. Some markets. Side houses would have been wonderful here, but I do want those dwarf spots, so it's probably better to do it that way. I might need 3 markets. I know. It's fine. We have a little bit of money. Oh yeah, I wanted car depots for this warehouse. But it's a little bit cursed around here, not gonna lie. If I do this, will he still do his job? Yeah, he will. Let's bring marble from 3. Only when there is sources more than... Let's keep 8. Did we not accept marble in this? Might have made a mistake. Yeah. Accept marble. There you go. Copy that setting, paste it. From 6. There you go. Any surpluses are gonna go to this one. Stone is a bit tight, but now we are overproducing it. It's fine. I'll replace this pit. With an oracle. Could actually be an infam. Just need a middle tile connection. Legionaries. We can do legionaries now. Any other blocks that are necessary to do? Could delay them from entering here, but those legionaries wouldn't make it in time. They need to be sort of central. Let's put one forward here. Need some decorations. Yeah, these people didn't like where they live. Which is fine, fair enough. Need an amphitheater anyway. I don't need it right away, but I'd rather have it set up than bother with it later. I want to clear these wolves, but I'll wait for the invasion, probably. There could also be natives uprising against us. This native should be spawning and trading with us. Let's check it. Because his layout is... Yeah, okay, he spawns in the perfect tile. That's great. So we have 3 natives trading with us at this point. We could use this after we build some more mausolea. I have 4, I need 6 more. I have the money for it. Five and 6. Bricks. They're bricks. It's fine. Let's get another rock camp. Do we? Yeah, I want one. But I need to move this sand pit. And a new architect, probably. Might as well. They're close together, so they don't cause any delays. Being able to build 2 monuments at once might be worthwhile here. So we make all the resources ourselves. It's pretty simple to get stuff done, this map. This guy would like some more desirability, but we'll wait a little. The Mercury Grand Temple would actually be amazing, because it increases the native trader capacity, I think. So would Caravanserai actually help, but there is no Caravanserai on this map. This is slightly running out of marble. It's probably because of all construction though. If we add marble here, it would deliver still pretty efficiently. But problem is actually putting enough in around here, so I'm gonna not bother with that. At least at the moment. Invasion imminent. I would like some towers here, but this cliff is a bit bad for that, because, well, those towers might not be able to fire all the time. What I will do though is get some watchtowers. Thus we need a good setup on this map. It's not a super simple one. Regarding the military. Fight them over here. Another legionary fort. I'll put one around here. We've got all 6 forts. We need a Mars temple. But after this is done, I could expand the production. Or the bricks buffer. But we are also fine just waiting a little, I think. Alternatively, really, we could replace just one quarry. Not that one. This one. And then adding some more brickworks, but I need to figure out where. I don't know. This is a viable spot for monuments, but this could go here. So we'll be adjusting this road later to fit the monuments. Well, one monument. I'm gonna put the Mars temple here. Probably. Let's put that concrete maker there. This architect can exist right there. Make that foundation already. Food is okay, could be better. Buffer is running out, so we should expand this a little. So if we were interconnecting the city right here, that would allow these mines to deliver here, crushing their efficiency. All sorts of things would be happening, which we obviously don't want. But in the future, I think I can mention this. There is going to be a new feature, which we are speculating on this. It's not a thing that's in yet, obviously. I don't know even if or when. But we are speculating on adding... Seth came up with an ultimate roadblock, which is a thing that would allow you to limit destination walkers like cars or certain destination walkers, let's call it that way, because caravans or oxen could still pass. Anyone who can go off-road could still pass, but the people who need to stick to a road would not pass that. So you could interconnect your city and then say no one can move between this part and this part still, which is something you could do with the new roadblock. So that's the idea. Oh, look, Maggie, welcome. Where is the invasion? It's up here. Let's test our defenses here. We haven't had an invasion from here yet. There could be a simultaneous attack. Let's check the Empire map. There's no simultaneous attack as far as I can tell. But there could be natives at the same time, which obviously we don't really want to face. I'm at mission 9, Damascus. I just passed Valentia. Okay. Is that vanilla campaign? I think it is vanilla campaign, right? The original. It's possible to beat that thing in like one day. Okay, yeah, but you know, I get you might not have all the time you would want to play. Also, if you are figuring things out, then obviously it takes way longer, right? We should put some towers here later. They are running into it. Good. I need those legionaries forward though. No! That's a problem. That's Waldorf actually. Yeah, recalculate. Recalculate. There you go. The military logistics are a bit slow. I think one of our forts isn't in position. Yeah, okay, I didn't send it. That would be why. It's okay. In the future, we shall do that better. We need that Mars temple, though. Burial grounds. Finished all the mausolea. So now we have access to this, which is immense for trade volume. I'll use it. We do have the labor for it, so we should be setting it up as we speak. Now, how do we pacify these people? We need to pacify that upper hut, but I might have to do it with 2. Let's make road tiles here. Let him spawn. Probably should pacify this one as well then. There. Natives. Now, do we have overflow? Not here. Yes, here. Let's add a depot. Copy the settings from this warehouse. Put it here. From 6, 2, 10. Only when there's more than 8. Expand the mining a little. It's incompatible with future expansion. It's fine. That rock would hinder this. But there is plenty of rocks to mine from. Add a second depot. Fuel the industry. I could stockpile those bricks and send them to Caesar. We do have money enough for a gift. Venus is almost done. Just some finishing touches on that thing. What are these people missing? Is it the bathhouse? No, it's desirability, which means we will fix it. I need a Mercury temple next. That thing is gonna go down here. That's for certain. Interconnecting this doesn't have any repercussions. Send it. Genetics. We could have done the second vine type. I don't care for it. I do not care for it one bit. Let's put this wall a different way. Tags this block. Population increase should be significant. We already filled in all the slots. Okay. That means another block soon. We will need a Ceres temple though, right? For that fish event. Let's place the foundation for that. The rock is in the way. We might need another car to help with the throughput. How about that marble? Production rate seems pretty good. Let's rock in this forest tile right there. Put another quarry. How to stack this further? How about this one? It's full, good. This one isn't because you're building multiple monuments. It's okay. We can do that. Sit on this for a while until we build those monuments a little. I need that Mars temple so I can build more forts. Bricks. We should have the throughput. Just need to have them pick it up. It's all here. The marble, not so much, but... I don't think I want to replace my stone mines, even though we do not trade much stone anymore because of the quota reduction. So maybe it is viable to make some more marble instead. Local uprising and local uprising from up here as well. This is a test if we have sufficient defenses. I'll leave these legionaries behind, just in case. Furniture, could do furniture for blocks. Then we need some oil. Oil is more of a later thing though. We would need a market temple first, I think. Let's wait a little. Our farmland is stretched a little bit thin. I'd like to expand this a little. That's still sufficiently close. I forgot we can copy the color settings over the road blocks. Grand Temple done. Safety. We now have interruptions reduced. That's great. Let's reduce the Laden food. But I don't put Mars temples in my blocks, so how effective is that gonna be? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. We need some more forts now. Let's make unit of javelins. Unit of horsemen. Here. And Legion and javelins. That's it. How is marble doing? It's almost empty. We don't make enough marble for this warehouse, really. But that's probably fine. We just already make insane money from the natives. I only have opened 2 trade routes and most of them don't buy much of anything. 15 clay, 10 marble and 30 stone. Yeah. We have stuff we didn't open yet, so we don't need to bother. We could focus on evolution instead of expansion, for sure. Let's check if I can put my consumer goods industry here. I deleted all the trees, yes, but we might have the cliff trees. No, we don't. No, we do. I need sufficient amount, though. That's not a sufficient amount. I would have to cart timber from elsewhere to make this into our production center. But it's not like a huge deal or anything. We can do that elsewhere. Don't want to put it there for obvious reasons. Could actually supply it with this destinations, but that's gonna create sickness probably. Might not want that. It's enough for 6 workshops. We currently have 8. No, 6. And it's overstacking. How many houses do we have? 68. So that's 3 workshops worth what we need. We need like double that though. So we need a 6 at minimum, probably more. So we'll need like 4. It's a shame I can't put a 4th one in here. That would really change the math on this area. I'll cart timber in here later once we need it. Let's get some furniture workshops. Eight, that's for 4. So we'll cart in some timber from elsewhere. Shouldn't have cut all the trees, but it's never really a tremendous issue. Even when that does happen. Oh, that needs to be rotated a little bit differently. Now oh yeah, that's one thing I didn't mention, is the warehouse tile now needs to be adjacent to a road because of the roadblock functionality. Now, there is a concern with this I have, which is that many people that I've observed playing this game actually can't deduce that that's how you should build things, which often results in them building adjacency like this and not to the tile. And they will probably still do that, and I guess they will report it as bugs, but eventually they'll figure it out, I guess. But that's how it always worked with warehouse. You could connect it anywhere and it would work. So my assumption is that people will initially be a little bit confused about that. But that's something you should note now, that's how it works. So, you know, adapt. Let's make some... I have 2 timber yards here. Surely I can surplus the timber where we need. Certainly can if we do this. Let's wait for that to activate. Timber from 4 to 11. I ascended the mortal plane for 30 minutes. Any bugs I missed? Nope. Not that I can tell. Everything works. Let's get some furniture. From 11 to 8. There you go. Then we need some oil. I could just make it here. All we need to do is accept some olives in this. 8, 4, it's 12, 12, we need 8 olives. It's gonna be pretty expensive, but I don't mind. Workshop. Oil. 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it enclosed now? It is. It's fine, I can just future-proof this already. The other one, this is not the perfect place for that. Even though its throughput isn't as important, I don't feel like. But this can be here. Doesn't hurt anything. Import some olives. Smelling merged to unstable tonight. That sounds wonderful. Sure people will enjoy the update. At least I have been enjoying it. Although, obviously, this map is very reliant on the native trade, but it's much more intuitive, and there is way less jank involved. Need a lot of labor, that's fine. Could just... I could just make a new block, in fact. You see this, Seth? Do you see this unit? What is this unit? This is a Marek City. Why is this unit here? Unreasonable. Yeah, it's Sarmisagatusa. I have 10 forts, so I decided to build one horse unit. Against my better judgment. I'm sure it will betray me. Bugged. Yep. No. It is real. I made that. It's mine. I made the horse. Guys is very happy about the horse. But why? They're so bad. You should be no, disgusting, Marek. Put it away. No. That should be the visceral normal reaction to seeing an auxiliary horse unit being used. Not, oh yay! I know. People love the horses. Even if they are terrible. They are slightly less terrible than before. Okay, of course. Could be worse. Was worse. For the longest time in human history, it was the worst unit in the known universe. Now it's... I think it's still bad, but... You know, it's better than it was. Which probably means something to some people. The buff doesn't make them that good. They're still awful. Your army is still better at killing speed if you add javelins. Less casualties as well. And casualties matter when you only use one barracks. Which we all do. Oh, not everyone. MSTVD uses multi-barracks. I'm not a rocket scientist, but maybe that has something to do with the fact he loves horses. Because if you love horses, you love casualties. Irreplaceable casualties. I might add. Let's put these houses on the side here. Green Eats sends me something. I'm not gonna click that. It's a YouTube thing. I can't watch stuff on YouTube. On the channel. Copyright. To tell me what it is. Let's get some services. Plan out for expansion. Supply hub goes here. Biggest issue is that they don't collapse onto anime. Once they get to anime, they just stand around there until they collide with them. Yeah, I mean that's one of the issues they have. If they could swarm singular figures like enemy units can to ours, they would be far better. Yes, but the enemy doesn't care about its own casualties, and the thing is, the more men you lose in that unit, the more it's gonna strain your military recruitment. So you know. Okay, no problem. So that's the reason why they are, you know, meta or good or whatever. But they can work, you know, you can live with them. That's not really, depending on the map you play, of course. But the issue is usually the one barracks. Even with Mars Grand Temple, Usually those maps where you are attacked before you can fully recover before the next invasion, yeah, those horses are gonna strain you a lot on those kind of maps. Which is why they aren't that good. And if they did that, if they collapsed onto the enemy and with no regard for their own safety, they would, you know, suffer even more casualties. Yes, they would do more damage, but you can already do tons of damage with javelins or legions and not suffer so many proportional casualties. But yes, they also are micro-intensive. Currently, if you want to use their charge mechanic, they have a charge. You need to cycle charge them, like in, you know, Total War or whatever. You need to keep the unit kind of charging in, otherwise it's gonna lose that bonus. After a little while it stands around, which is not what you want. But that might change in the future, by the way. Yeah, they should be valid as a unit and vindicated in situations and not niche. Currently they are too niche still. Mainly because of the casualty problem, which hasn't been really addressed. Yes, they are slightly better, but I feel like that is still a big argument against them, is that they disproportionately strain your recruitment because of how many casualties they take. This map has 3 kill zones at minimum, so I do get that. That's kind of why I made one, because I feel like it, but making more than that, I wouldn't want that. Especially because I know some of those attacks are gonna come in like right after another, so that could be a problem. Do we have a bathtub? We do. I should set up a supply hub for this, but let's wait a little. Like fish, we need Cetus Temple, yes. I'm already on that. It's just gonna take a little while to build. Yeah, some medium insula already. We need a library. Stop scrolling. I did that to myself, by the way, because I resized the window on accident. I need to nuke a house for this. I do have labor surplus, so I don't really care, as long as it works. So let's nuke this one. This one has free real estate, just build it there. And here we'll figure it out after a little while. If you ask me, if we made Marek build even 1 horse fort, because it's not that bad in this situation, we already won. The thing is, I could have very easily just had javelins, but I felt like doing it because I'm streaming. I still don't feel like I want them. Like, I see the unit and it's just... I know it's gonna just be worse for the army to have this. My army would be better if this unit was replaced with a different unit. Then as a win. You are easy to satisfy. Well, let's put it that way. No, I'm not gonna kill them. I made them for you. I would never destroy a gift. Give to my viewers. But I still feel like it's not the optimal choice. And that bugs me. That is tent merged. Merge the tent. Let's give them water. And we need a supply hub. Build it, build a supply hub. And let's get a warehouse. And an actress colony. Engineers. Carts. Set this up with fish in mind. I'm gonna copy the settings of this. I'll add this here. But we need some desirability to offset it. We do have a Venus temple and we'll have Plaza though, so I actually think desirability is gonna be like super simple, especially because this is on a high ground as well. From 5. No, we should daisy chain it from the main one. Uh, 8. There you go. Copy paste that setting. Let's take it from 7. Also, the pit. The pit of Isengard needs to expand. Do the same with oil. Valve. And then some more wheat, probably. We'll switch that to fish, very likely. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, you know. Even if it was free, I'll probably replace it if I had choices in life. I'm sorry, I'm just not a horse enthusiast, okay? It's illegal in this country. It's my excuse. It's gonna be a simultaneous invasion. Mercury, yes. Oil and fine. There we go. No, stop rioting. I know. There's no food, yada yada. It's fine. You are fine. You don't need things. Let's give them some food. These people are unbelievable. Absolute monsters. Stop burning shit. Okay, they're burning the... Oh no, they burned my aqueduct. I never saw a rioter... Oh no, I have actually. I have seen them burn aqueduct before. Oh, the workshops. You monsters. Okay. It's fine. I assume I might have missed some wages events. No, let's pay people some more money, so they shut the fuck up. Let's get a temple. Venus is gonna do. So I move 2 Venus temples, actually. Oh no, one will do. Plaza that bitch. Let's get that. I know, you're mad. It's gonna be fine. Hungry soldiers, really? Oh yeah, I'm probably taking too much food from this. Should be very careful with expanding that farmland. I need some fish. We'll get some fish soon, that's gonna really help. Amphitheater. And a library. Where's this attack? Here. I'll wait, because I suspect that the next attack is gonna happen soon. But I'll deploy 1 extra javelin unit. Just to be safe, if it is large. Because it could be, I don't know. Every single road tile. No, no, no. I don't like doing that. It looks pretty hideous when it's next to industry. Or farms. Yeah, because this is a northern map. You don't need prefects on northern maps. Fire doesn't exist. It's a social construct. It only exists when people set things on fire through a riot, or when Mercury curses your city and your warehouse explodes. So, don't worry about it. It's totally safe. No problem, easy to forget. If you don't play this game, and if you don't have autism, it's very easy to forget. Oh. More labor. We wanted that for some reason. Yeah, we want some patricians. Soon. For now, this should work fine. Some desirability could be nice here. It's time to switch that music. Chaos Cavalry. Yep. I'm waiting for the fish, really, but I should start building something. I don't want to build this. Not here, and not now. But I don't have a choice, and I don't want to set up a second monument building industry. You know what that means? Marek is gonna interconnect his city. Oh, not entire city. I'm just gonna interconnect one thing. And it's not gonna have any ill effect. Yeah, that is a perfect spot for this here. And there is a perfect spot for Neptune Temple, because we need water. Right here. That is some really cursed road though. This is bad interconnection. I don't like this one. But like and need are two different things. Same as this. We'll remove this connection later. You're right. But listening to this one once is fine. I just don't like listening to it like over and over. The optimal way to do this, by the way, would be to set up a duplicate or new monument building industry here. I just don't want to. And that's fine. But it is causing all sorts of chaos right now. Have the oil. Have a forum. Hungry soldiers. Yeah, that's not good. But hopefully it's temporary. It's a little bit far, so that might be why he's struggling. Once we get fish, he's gonna solidify that. It will be fine. I could add some Mars temples to my blocks. The reason being, we could benefit from the bonus. Yeah, this block is a bit unstable because we take all the food elsewhere. It might also have something to do with the interconnection, because now my food industry is not as efficient as it could be. Not there. It could be there. Mars temples should help with the levies and the stuff. Does the fish reduce food consumption? I'll even do Ceres temples in some of these. So I'll be building out a plot block very likely anyway. Might as well. In here, I mean, it would really help this block, so I'll do that. But with this one, I don't think we want that. No. Let's put it down. Theft, but that's gonna go away soon. Now we need fish. Shipyard. And then wharfs. Prepared for this. Now I just hope that they don't spawn on the wrong side. Because that could absolutely be horrible. But if I do it this way, then they shouldn't have the option to. We don't need to do more than 4 because we want to transport it like all the time. Now market settings. Fish. Copy, paste that. Let's utilize the weaponize the autism in this autism island so that we can use the fish. No, that's a bad location. It does not connect because of that little corner there. This is not connected. Need to figure out a spot where I wouldn't waste a war spot. I believe there is such a spot. It does exist, it's here, but this reservoir is slap dang in the middle where it needs to be, so I don't actually want to do that. I will probably get rid of that because this is where I deploy anyway. Tism Island, Jewel, and Heart of Crayon Lake. Yes, as it should be. Perfection. Absolute perfection. Might not look like much, but these wharfs have more throughput than a single wheat farm on a central or desert climate. Because of how close the fishing point is. It's gonna be ridiculously productive. Just need to figure out whether I want to put the depots for this thing. Probably here. I added custom warning when warehouses star is not connected to the road. Another quick assistance before pushing to production. I think that it's completely fine right now. I haven't found any issues. And I'm pretty certain we would have found some, but obviously bugs could still happen. But that's what the unstable is for. I believe we've done our utmost to make sure that it's, you know, playable. and I believe that people enjoy it. It's a good change. Good change stuff. Thank you for the effort. You've done a good piece of work for the mod and the community. I salute you. Hello Jake, welcome. New native trade. It's a simplification of the jank. We've got the native trade options, so you can now dedicate a warehouse to them, which means they don't share any other trade with the other types of traders anymore, if you don't want to. You can still play that way, but you don't need to. Obviously gonna make the natives easier to exploit, but that's why we build the maps in such a way that you can't put it like next to the hut. But there's multiple huts on this map. We need some, wait for some fish, and then, yeah, build these monuments, get ourselves some patricians. Could add pottery here, if I feel like we ever have a lack of that, but it doesn't seem like we do. At all. Oh, the concrete people, the poor concrete people, they have to come all the way here from this. I do need to crush that interconnection though. It is really awful. Like, these cars are just so bad. Get a bug slipper ready to squash any that show up over the next few weeks, but the engine should be easier to maintain now. Yeah, you set up the infrastructure for future expansion and rework, which is gonna benefit everyone working with the system, I believe. You even do nice little comments. I've seen some of them. Like, we've talked about something earlier today in Discord, and I can't even say that here, because if I believe it's just a Caesar thing, right? We are talking about Caesar here. No one's talking about IRL things. However, there is a thing about, you know, the school and, yeah, the military problems that you might have when you don't have prefects or lions or gladiators and you need to use walkers to delay the enemy. Which kind of building does spawn the most walkers? I'm gonna put it that way. I think everyone in chat can pull it up together the brain cells and figure out that is only one building in this game. And the implications are not good. However, I would do it. If there is such a map, I would do it. And I would not apologize. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, more fish. More fish next to the natives. Let's get some of these bastards pacified. I do need to do it in such a way that we kind of foolproof it for the future though. Should be good. Should be good. Wheat is overstacking now, which is good. Yeah, fish is producing. Oh no, oh no. Well, at least I can save the second one and the settings. There you go. It wasn't me who wrote the original code though, so I'm not to blame for the logic. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. And I'm pretty sure no one intended that to be the case for this at all. It's just something that we figured out, the monsters we are, you know? Because we talk and think about things and how could they be improved and made more efficient, like, you know, not interconnecting your city. Says the man who's interconnected his city. But not the entire city, and also, yeah, I mean, you know, you don't need to use that on like almost any map, but if such a map is in existence, you would do that. Because that's like the best way to utilize that particular thing. Hey Freezing Sunset, welcome. Long time no see. Is there sort of patch notes one can read? Yes. The devs usually put them on Zach's Discord. There is a channel, Augustus Updates. You can read that. But if you are interested in what's not even in the unstable yet, you can just do it on GitHub. The hub for Gids, if you are aware what that is. Yeah, you can do that. No problem. Completely understandable. I might not build this wharf. No problem at all. Price rise on olives. We cannot be stopped. We'll see Saddam Executives are ruled by us or go down in flames. Let's go ahead and deploy. This could be a simultaneous invasion. I don't think it is though, from what I can tell at the Empire map. So I'll deploy, let's keep the horses as a sort of a wild card, and then deploy the non-universe. Send him the pocket money, keep one legionary fort behind. Face them this way. That'd be great. Thank you, Seth. Because people need to know a lot of the stuff that's new and what actually changed. I think I read at the start, I read some of the stuff from GitHub, but it's not comprehensive, I don't think. So you might want to expand that a little. So, by the way, why did I rotate them? Because they get most of their bonus from being stationary and facing the enemy. So, you know, they wouldn't get that if they stood this way. So this way we ensure that they have the most combat power. So one Legion Fort and one Javelin Fort just held off that wave for a literally long time before our reinforcements arrived. Didn't even feel overwhelmed or anything. But there's the towers, obviously, which help a lot, because the damage is persistent. If a unit gets hit, it does keep that HP status. So even though it might look like the towers are not killing, they are still damaging. No one reads this anyway. Well, now you know. It's fine. I just read the important bits anyway, not the code. I don't do code and I don't read code. As I say, I do not do hard manual labor fit for slaves, I'm sorry. But, you know, I do appreciate all the effort that goes into it. Let's get these wolves cleared. I'll wait with this wolf a little. Barrows was looted. Is it this? Was it 10? A couple. Did these markets change patterns, by the way? No, they should cover it. It's just temporary. Once fish overstacks, we'll be fine. And there should be overstacking happening soon. We just produced a bunch of ships. Stop rioting. I know there's 11% unemployment. It's fun employment, it's fine. Oh yeah, the wages went higher. Clear this. Hunt down the furries. Do we want more fish? I do feel like we do. I know, you're looting the warehouses. Looting everything. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, there we go. We got some food to them, finally. Concrete, right. Let's boost that a little. This is gonna be horrible because these sand pits will travel to the other part of the city, and they can only travel like 12 tiles before they become inefficient. And this is like 200 tiles. You know, it's not fine, but it's a thing. It's a vibe building, okay? It's a new thing. I cannot take the credit for inventing this marvelous piece of technology though, and we might have to forbid it just for the reason of just it being completely dangerous to the Imperium. We couldn't trust people with this. It's absolute heresy. The absolute efficiency you can get with interconnection cities. No, I'm sorry, I need to stop. I just can't. While I remember, any thoughts on Oxen increase of unloading speed? Yes, I've suggested that before because we had the caravans issue potentially with 4 goods being too little for trade. I think that will really help. It does make the Oxen or the depots even stronger a little bit, which is, you know, fine. People already see the 15 workers as a lot, so I don't know if, you know, adding more would be viable, probably not. It feels like it's in the sweet spot. It's very powerful, but obviously the game is about something different than being, you know, unable to transport things at this point. So we should probably not limit that too much. Otherwise, I don't know if, yeah, if we should change that in any way. I feel like it's not game breaking in any way. I don't feel like it's like super duper powerful. It just helps with what they already do. But not in a crazy way. Like the unloading speed is nice, but even before you didn't really need to worry about that. It's more that now you need to worry about it if you do only accept a couple of goods. It's more important now than ever because of the capacity 4, which was when I was concerned that it would cause issues for players. And this should help, hopefully. So I'm very glad that was addressed and not ignored. Because I feel like we prevented a whole can of worms with that. Natives. This is probably simultaneous, but I don't need all my units. And that. I'll send some legions as well, even though they'll take ages to arrive. Dr. Medic 13 says, I saw the invasion alert and the plague alert at the same time and had a horrifying visual of zombie invasion in Season 3. That's a new one. Little... you got me there. Yeah. Maybe a custom map built around that? Question mark? I don't know. Sounds kinda cool, to be honest. Yeah. It would be kinda cool to build an empire with like, oh, it's the apocalypse, like everything's dying. And then build the events around that. It would be kinda cool. Oh, he wants weapons? Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a warehouse for the requests. It's okay. Just accept weapons. Oh, no. It needs to be different place. Let's put it here. There you go. of course. But that's what you normally do as well. It's not like that's exclusive to the concept. Fish is starting to overstack. I should provide it to my second block. Entertainment will be solved with the hippodrome. I need some depots here. There's chain it. Turgan says, houses plague can spawn a roaming zombie? No! That's okay, that would be pretty bad. You would have to have approximately 15 prefectures for single houses. It's just Carthaginians, yeah, it's fine. Will it be a destination walker? No. It has no destination. It just roams. Roaming walker. Get it? A walker. Huh? See what I did there? I'm gonna see myself out. Fine, ignore it. It's an idea. I mean, it sounds cool for a custom map, but let's not get too hung up on something like this. I have to be a sheep. Infected citizen. Yeah. Let's call them that way, so it's not dehonesting. If this was a desert map, you could round up the zebras for the hippodrome. Yep. Or have the hippopotamus drone. The ultimate drone. Jake says, the zombie survival guide had a pretty nice write-up about Romans versus zombies. Or was it for World Z? One of those books. I mean, there are a whole bunch of people on the internet who are like really into IRL apocalypse, or like what would you do IRL apocalypse, and they consider things like, oh, what about melee weapons, you know, like not just from I am kind of interested from like gaming point of view, but not like I like 7 Days to Die, for example, but I wouldn't consider that as an IRL thing. However, there are people who take it very seriously, yeah. Not just preppers, but specifically zombie preppers. And those people, they do think about this, and they also think about like, oh, what would work in terms of like, what if you wore medieval armor? Impervious, right? Question mark? No, it's like, if you think about it, one thing, the armor would get gunked up with dirt. Second of all, it's not like it couldn't get, you know, defective from being punched bunch of times, and third of all, you would be burned down already, and then the zombies kind of work like a horde where they pile up on top of you until you can't move if you are protected like that. The better question is, in every zombie movie or situation, you always have it where the military just gets absolutely fucking destroyed. I don't know how zombies would deal with an attack helicopter, a tank, or anything. I know, these things require logistics and everything, yes, but also like in a situation where the apocalypse happens, surely some parts of the military would be able to just kind of exist and be able to sustain themselves at least for a little while. And you could destroy a shit ton of zombies with the weapons that the military has, like a lot. So I don't know, I feel like it's slightly unrealistic. But this is a discussion for something completely different. Yeah, 10k zombies versus a Hellfire missile. Zombies, yeah, Dr. Merrick says, would I have to stop the zombie walkers from getting between houses to spread it? That's like Dare Billions. I love Dare Billions, but it's not a Caesar-like game at all. And this discussion is getting out of hand. However, zombie must be destination walker to mausoleum or he will haunt citizens. No, we talk about the apocalypse, not like spooky zombie, you know? It would be like the Revenant instead, which was like a mystical creature or a mythological creature from the medieval times. Technically a zombie, but also not a zombie because it was a ghost, basically, but inhabiting a corpse and doing things with that said corpse. From the mausoleum. Yeah. Break back Agent Orange, they would take out the Zeds. I for sure. But even now, military has so much stuff that would take out the Zeds. That's why it's like kind of fun to think about it. But in real circumstances, there wouldn't be a chance. It's Snowflake's chance in hell that they would do anything. So someone developing the next, you know, zombie virus should probably improve it in some way. Otherwise, it's probably not gonna work very well. Let's wait. I need to build this. Then we can add the Patricians. I could add another block though. Also, are we... Oh, this is cut off from existence. Huge mistakes. Is this cut off from existence? It is, isn't it? This was cut off from existence for a while now, in fact. Well, this house goes. Because they can use this tile, but it's technically not a connection. Average force. Are there invasions? No. Average force means legionaries. Legionaries. There you go. Have them. I might send the horses as well. Don't care about the horses. Go. Kiryu is watching us. Just stop this madness. Yeah. I would like a custom map with a big focus on plague management. Yeah, as I said, it's a cool concept for a single map. Like, it really is. Because I've done maps like Dune Conquest of Arrakis or Gothic, you know, the game. The Gothic 1 and 2, the rest of them don't exist. That game and being set in that kind of universe. Yeah, you can do that with the custom events. It's just that, like, a lot of this wouldn't really make sense from, like, a baseline point of view. So, you know. It's not small, it's average sized. What? I infected this chat with a virus with my first message today. Oh no. Whoops. Butterfingers. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We need a new warehouse for bricks. Let's put it here. Don't particularly care if it's inefficient in this instance. We do need to break off those interconnections eventually though. I know it's average size, but my legionaries have academy training. 2 plus the horses should do fine. If not, then I'll face the music. What kind of music is that gonna be? Goblets smashing against marble pillars. That's the kind of music that we'll face. Build the drone, build it. It's very far in their defense. But they are doing it? Yeah, they are doing it. It just takes forever. Which is fine. And pocket money, take it. Casualties. Yeah, we took a little bit. 4 men from each. If we send an extra fort, we would have not taken much. Last one. Yeah. Sandcarter? Oh no, he's going across the city to deliver to the brickworks or something. It's bad. Now, is this simultaneous? Yes. No? I don't know. Might be. I'll keep some reserves then. We don't need the extra ones, I don't think. Should have done that long ago. They'll destroy some stuff. Probably. No, they're routing. Is it done yet? No. It's almost done yet. It's almost done. Good. Let's wait a little. Got the weapons. Could add more work camps to this, obviously. Feel like it's almost done though. It's probably fine. Almost done. Is that the last stage? Yeah, it is. And we should build an architect nearby. Just for them. I'll move it later. I hope the other architects are not gonna take that job though. Yeah, it's fine. He's doing it. Seems. Maybe other ones coming, but it's okay. Imagine if I took the other epithet. What would be the worst? Is it simultaneous? Nope. Not as far as I can tell, at least. Smash it, smash it. Oh yeah, it's the... They're overstacking my units. That's why we send in extra. This should hold. Bricks? No, it's done almost. It's done. Design an area for it. Also, the first thing we should do is break off this cursed interconnection. Because it's hurting everything for no reason. Now we just need some patricians. Let's get this developed. Extra child wouldn't hurt the middle. Would this work? 6. Okay, supply hub. Really tired, by the way. Let's get this. We need 3 food types. Wait. Vine. Vines from Novi. They can come directly here. I don't care about any of their exports. And I can import a second type of vine anyway, right? Yep. Gonna say we import 1 unit. It's fine. They can come here, sell me that 1 unit. Don't really care. So actually with that, I might need to expand that block a little. I need the hippodrome anyway in this. And 1 more tile would really go a long way to get me extra width on those patricians. Now it's the best time to adjust it, probably. Just need to make sure that it actually works, which, let's check with the bathhouse. It does. At least for now. Start by putting down some houses. We'll start it relatively small, then we'll expand the patricians as we get more. to designated vines for import. Yeah, this needs a connection to the known universe. Or the invasions. There. Are there more than one? I haven't paid attention. Yes. The other side, I did not do that perfectly, but it's whatever. It's just natives. Religion. All the goods are here. Need a new pleb block down here. We also need more. We need to import some fruit directly here. Doesn't matter. Development desirability. We'll give them some, but in a little bit. Yeah, they don't like the building. Let's trick them with some gardens. The other one cannot expand further. Put a small patrician here. Now let's add a block here first. Let's see what happens with that. It's very simple. We already have all the supply in here. The only thing I need to concern myself with is the water. No markets yet. Let's add some houses. Should probably give them some entertainment. Otherwise they might revolt before we get the mergers. Because the city is quite big. So the sentiment malice is probably gonna be pretty severe. I should keep some space for services, but I'll leave that open. Should be fine. market. It might need to be like this instead. Yeah, let's, on the hindsight, I need this. Because I might need to relocate that. We might have to get amphitheater somehow. I'll give them taxes, but not yet. Let's water them. Give them plaza. Give them forum. Oh, thank you. I didn't notice. We need a library anyway. Clinic. Why is Grand Insula everywhere? Is that right? Yes. This Patrician is complaining. Prosperity should rise. Population, we have 12k capacity. More than enough. We don't need another block. It's a big one. But fortunately for us, it doesn't matter. Mini mansion amongst the mega mansions. Yeah, there's a bunch of small ones, or a bunch, two. I added some smaller ones as well when they don't fit. It doesn't matter because I don't mind that. It's still a bonus overall for your prosperity, and you have the infrastructure for it anyway. So oftentimes when it doesn't fit, yeah, I mean, might as well. I could have added some more, even. Yeah, it's also not uniform, so sometimes it's kind of nice to have some variety, but honestly, I don't do it for the variety, because I suffer from autism. No, I don't. But I do like efficient things, and it's strictly not efficient to mix your housing levels. But it does look kind of nice, and that is why the autism is mentioned, because that's, you know, why I would care about that? Yeah. The poor people down the street whose property value is only, you know, 50,000 regular annual wage salaries. Not posh enough. Let's accept a promotion.
Truly a splendid performance, Governor. With Sarmizegetusa as a pillar of Roman culture, our foothold in Dacia is secured. I'm in dire need of your services back.
We saved the city.
Though Wyndham will no doubt prove your most challenging military assignment.
Yeah, we're not doing Lindum today. Anyway, this has been the testing of the new changes that Safir has been working on. We completed an RC scenario without a major bug, yeah, which is good. So anyway, I'm sure that you can probably merge it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here and answering all the questions or monitoring the feedback, which is also appreciated because it's easier than writing things down all the time. But that's gonna be everything for this stream. I might make a video in the future, as I said, when I figure out what I want to focus on. I have pretty limited time lately, so it depends, you know, if there is interest, if there is stuff to cover. I haven't made one in a while for YouTube, but I'd like to, if I get the energy. No problem, Seth. Appreciate it. No problem. So, once again, thank you for watching and see you guys around. Bye.